Moving abroad is sold as the fastest shortcut to fire. Earn in a stronger currency, save in rupees, come back to India, and retire easily. But Sai has lived in the UK, China, and India, and he says it can easily go wrong. So, in today's episode, we break down the cost of living in different countries. Where do you invest when living outside India? And can you really retire faster if you moved abroad? So, stick around till the end. Hey, Sai, welcome to the long game.
I'm here. Thank you. Thanks for inviting me to the podcast.
Okay, so before we get started, I wanted to ask this one question. Your Insta page says that you are from China, UK, India. So, where exactly are you located?
So yeah, I was in UK. I studied my masters there. Then I got an opportunity in China, so I moved to China. And my project goes here in India, so I'm here in India now. So I keep going back and forth to between India and China. So that's how it is. Even I'm not sure where I am.
Okay, nice. So, you are like a global citizen.
Kind of.
Okay. The first question I wanted to ask is like, have you achieved fire or are you close to it or are you still trying to actively work on it?
I would position myself as a very new guy who's trying to reach fire. So even I was not aware of fire or anything. If you ask me like 3, 4 years back when I finished my bachelor's, I would be blank. So then later on, I had this opportunity to learn about it, and I think I'm in the right path to achieve fire. Maybe in the next 10 years, I think.
Okay, nice. So, if I may ask, like, what is your fire number?
It is around 3 crores now, but eventually it would increase to maybe 6, 7 crores later.
Nice. Cool. So, when did this thought about fire come into your mind?
Basically, I am in a well paying job right now. So after getting into a good job, the next thing is to start a family. So when I
Mm,
thought about starting a family, the next immediate thing that you think of is the finance and the financial aspect of having a family. So that's when it hit me hard that I should learn about fire and finance and all these concepts and get to know it myself. And that is why even when I started learning, I wanted my followers or anyone else to get benefited from it. So I started a series as well in my Instagram. So that's how it all started.
yeah, I think I have the same purpose, right? I want people to just be familiarized with fire and help them figure out that it is actually achievable. Right.
Yeah,
So,
because
cool.
many people are not aware of it. No, I
Mm,
would say 80% of them, at least 80% of Indians that I have spoken to are not aware of this. Only a few bunch of people are very much informed about this. But those who are informed are well informed. They are not half
mm,
baked. But the other
mm,
part is zero knowledge. So that's how it is. There
right.
is no in between person here in this space.
Got it. So when you think about your own fire number, right, are you calculating it from a life abroad or life in India, or you are still figuring out that part?
Life abroad, life in India, according to me, doesn't affect your fire number, because if you live abroad, your expenses would be based on how you live there, how is the lifestyle there. If you live
Mm,
India, it would be based upon the Indian scenario. So the fire number that I calculated is based upon India, but if I live abroad, it may increase, but it won't decrease.
sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it'll go to decrease.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if someone is earning abroad, right, but plans to return to India, does that make fire much easier, or are there something that people miss out?
Even I thought so initially when I went to UK for my masters. I thought so that earning in a stronger currency would make me reach my fire quicker. But the
Mm,
matter is, wherever you earn, whatever you earn, how much ever you earn, the discipline in your lifestyle takes you further towards fire. If you're earning, let's say, like Sundar Pichai, and you spend like
mm,
maybe like 90% of it every month, then your fire journey slows down a bit. So it only depends on your lifestyle. It doesn't depend on where you live. Abroad, India, maybe the amount you spend may differ, but the amount you earn also matches towards it. So I think we should not compare it with the country, is what I think.
but let's say if you are earning in UK or China, and then if you come back to India, because of the currency exchange and those kind of things, you will be able to increase your fire number, right? Or you will be able to achieve it much
Yeah.
faster.
Yeah. Basically, the savings rate would increase if you earn in another country and spend in a much weaker currency. So that way you
Mhm.
can have a good purchasing power. That way you can save more and get to your fire number faster. That's what I think. Yeah.
Got it. So are you able to do that, or you are able to spend a lot on?
Kind of, yeah. I earn in yuan, RMB. So
Mm.
my salary is in Chinese yuan, and it is around 14 rupees if I convert it. So I could save some extra money because of that currency conversion. It is not too
Mhm.
much. I would not say it helps me reduce like maybe half of the time period. I would not say that. Maybe I would have reduced a year or so in my fire journey.
Got it. So when you moved to China, right, did your savings rate actually increase, or because of the higher cost of living and everything, it actually reduced?
Actually, the cost of living comparing India and China, it is almost the same. But if I compare UK, it was
Mm.
way higher. My rent would be around 650 pounds, which is around 70,000 Indian rupees for a single room in UK. So the cost of living in UK is incomparable. You can't compare it with India. But the money you
Mm.
earn is not proportional to what you spend in UK. That's why I left the UK and I came to China. In China, it is almost the same as how you
Mm.
live in India. The purchasing power, the cost, everything is almost same. I would say it is a little bit on the lower side if I observe it keenly. So China is a good option to save money, but not in your banks because Indian banks are one of the best banks to that give you good interest rate. Apart from India, if you go out, you only get maybe 2% interest. So that is there in China, but still the purchasing power and the cost of living is way lesser in China as well.
Hey, are you guys still listening? Then hit that subscribe button. It tells me you're finding this useful and helps more people discover conversations like this. So how is it living in China? Like I don't know anybody who is living in China. I think you're the first person I'm meeting who is living in China. So how is it living in China?
Living in China is lonely. That is the first thing that would get to my mind. But the
Mm.
people are good. The culture is good. The food is okay. If you can adjust to multiple cuisine, then it is okay for you.
Mm.
But yeah, the food and the food language, these are all the only problem there. But everything else is outside of. I would say we. It would feel like we are living in a different planet. So China is so developed that everything is automated. Every human being is hardworking there. They tend to see money as God. Everything is better, 10 steps better than maybe India, 8 or 7 steps better than UK. I'd say I've not been to the US, but I have friends from US, so even they would say China is better than US, but I'm not
Got
sure.
it. So when you were here and then when you went to China, did living abroad make you financially more disciplined, or it was the same? Like you were disciplined in India as well.
No, in India I did my bachelor's, and after that
Mm.
I worked for TCS. So that I earned a very minimal salary, but everything was spent. I didn't save a single rupee. Then I went to UK. I earned pretty well there. After finishing my masters, I had a good job. I was earning very good salary, but even then I was not in a savings mindset, and I used to spend a lot. I used to have like 20 pairs of shoes, all the gadgets, everything. I used to buy it all the time. So I didn't have the savings mindset. The savings mindset just hit me when I went to China because I was in a transitional phase. I was getting more into life, I would say. That is what taught me to save money actually, to achieve fire, to move towards fire. So yeah, it is not about the country, it is the phase of life that I was in, I would say.
Got it. Yeah, but I think also when you move to outside country, right, where you have to stay alone and do everything on your own, I think you get more responsible and you start thinking about these things automatically.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Yeah, you are right in one way because that taught me life and life taught me to save money, so it's all
Mm.
correlated. Everything goes hand in hand. Staying alone taught me how to be independent, how to manage money, how to spend, how not to spend. All these things were taught when I was alone. If I'm with my parents, they would take care of everything and I just follow them like a sheep. But here it's completely different. You get into the world, you do everything on your own. You Everything is trial and error. You spend here, the next month you regret it. So you'll think this is not the right way to do it. We should do this way. So that everything goes hand in hand, and eventually it led me to the journey of fire.
Got it. I think very interesting story.
Yeah.
So when you are in China, right? How did you think about investing? Were you investing in India, in China, or both places?
Yeah. Till now, I'm not investing in the Chinese market or Chinese banks, but all my investment goes to India, sometimes a little bit in the US market, because Chinese
Mm,
market, I don't understand them, man, to be honest, because everything is, it is not our language. It is not our thing. So I'm not able to predict, or I'm not able to think how the market goes or what is happening inside over there. So that is very difficult in China. But if you learn the language and if you get to know the place, then I think it is a better place to invest. But since China is already developed, investing there would only get you a little returns. But India is so developing. I think it would be developing for the next 10 to 15, maybe 30 years. So I think here, if we invest, our money would also develop along with it. So my focus is to invest in India, grow with the country.
no, I think that sounds whatever other people are also telling, right? A lot of them want to invest in India. I think right now the market is not that good, but I think
Yeah.
eventually India will come out on top because a lot of
Yeah.
people, a lot of things are happening in India, which is plus we are a developing country, so we will eventually have to become a developed country. So I think
Yeah.
we should participate in that growth for sure.
Yeah, even our economy is stronger. So I think we
Mm.
would not fall dead flat, but that there will be ups and downs. Catching the ups is what takes us to fire.
So in India, are you investing in mutual funds through like SIP, or are you investing in direct stocks, or is it ETFs? Like what does your
I do
portfolio look
I do
like right
all
now?
kinds of investing. So I've invested in SIPs, I've invested in direct stocks, I've invested in bonds, I have FDs. So it's a diversified portfolio because I don't mind taking risks, but there should be
Mm.
some sort of confidence held up to take that risk. So that comes with the FDs and the bonds that I have. So with those funds set in place, I have the confidence to gamble with the other funds. So basically, stock
Mm.
market is gambling, is what I think, because no one can predict when it goes up, when it goes down. But being there for a longer time, you eventually win the gamble. That is what I think, and I have learned from many YouTube videos, podcasts, and everything. So stay longer, and you reap a better fruit.
Got it. So I know you've traveled so much now, right? But if let's say somebody is in their 20s and then they are not sure whether they will stay abroad or return to India, how should they think about investing and how should they plan?
Yeah, I was in that state maybe a few years back.
Mm.
I didn't know where would I stay. Either in UK, because my UK visa was about to expire and I had no job outside the UK, and I had to return back to India until I got the China job. So I was in that state. So investment in that period is what helps you to be confident that even without a job, getting back to your own country, you can stand on your own legs and survive. So I would say everyone should start investing on that period of time. Where it depends, because if I had a job at that point of time, if I had a good job and I had a few money saved, I don't have any other commitments. So I can take the risk that I want and I can put all the money into mutual funds and direct stocks. I don't have to have FDs or bonds to save my back, because my parents would do that. We have our ways. We don't have commitments, so we can put most of it into the gambling pile. I would say that. So if you are in that stage, go with mutual funds or SIP is what I would say.
So talking about gambling, right? What is that one mistake you did over, your years of investing?
There are many mistakes actually. To point out, one is not researching about a company very well. That is
Mm.
a really big mistake, because without researching, blindly going by someone's let's say I'm saying someone to buy an X stock for X amount on X day, but
Mm.
that's not how it works. You should not follow a particular person or a particular advice. You should do your own research. That's what I've learned the hard way, because I've invested on random companies without even knowing what they do, how they perform. I've never seen anything. I just followed a few influencers, put my money, and everything gone. So it is like you can't even regret for that money because it is you who did it. So you can't regret. Anyway, past is past. You need to move on. You need to do a better job next time. So I would say researching the company is what comes in the first place when you are investing in direct stocks. If it is a mutual fund, you should research well on what stocks they invest. Just randomly investing in, say, there is a large cap fund, will invest in large cap. It gives you return. I'm not saying it won't give you return, but if I research well, I would get maybe double the return of what the other person gets who doesn't research. So that's where the standard is set.
Yeah, I think not investing in good stocks is the tax you have to pay, right? To eventually go and invest in good stocks. I think that is something that the market
Yeah.
demands from you.
Yeah.
Everyone who's
Everyone,
starting
everyone
makes that
would have done
mistake.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Everyone would have done that. Everyone would have lost money in the market at first. But that's what I'm saying. You should stay in the market longer to understand the market. If you stay in the market longer,
Mm.
you'll eventually lose money initially. So that's how it works. You have to go down to go up.
Yeah, makes sense. So is moving abroad worth it financially for everyone, or it's only for certain careers or in certain countries or certain income levels?
Talking with the current scenario all over the world, I would not recommend anyone to move abroad. Wherever you stay, if it's safe, sound, you earn a good money, then you stay here. Abroad is for
Mm.
people who want to explore, who want to maybe develop some new skills or explore a new set of career opportunity or something like that. But not everyone gets that opportunity right way. I have many friends who did not get a job, returned back to India, and they're doing what they would have done after their bachelor. Going abroad for a particular career, I'm not sure, but it is purely luck and time. That's how I think it is because I was there for almost I was in the UK for 3 years and I knew how much I struggled for a job. I'm not a I'm a very bright student. I used to get good marks. I did pass with distinction in my masters. So, but
Mm.
still the difficulty to get even I studied a well developing course. I studied robotics. Robotics had good opportunity, but still there was struggle in getting a job because there are visa issues,
Mm.
there are racism issues, there are so many issues that we need to factor in if we are not in our own country. So considering everything, the money you earn is really good, but to get to that point you need to struggle a lot and you need to have that endurance to struggle. That is what I have faced and that is my experience basically.
So what you are saying is that let's say if somebody goes outside for a master's and then when they come back, they will anyways be doing the same job with the same salary, and now they have just spent extra for their masters as well, and they are not able to repay the loan.
True.
That is a
True.
problem with a lot
That's
of
how it
people
is.
these days.
Maybe I think 70 to 80% are doing the same. Only the creamy 20% gets the opportunity to work abroad and repay their loan on time.
Hmm. Yeah, makes sense.
If I earn 1 lakh, I would spend maybe 30,000 here in India. But if I earn
Hmm.
10 lakhs in the US, I'd be spending like 6 to 7 lakhs. So that is that gap, but it depends on your lifestyle.
Got it.
Everything zeroes in on you, basically.
Yeah, that's true. I mean that is the case in any country you go to. If you are a kind of person who's spending a lot, you will definitely not able to save in any country that you go to.
Yeah.
Let's build like a simple checklist. Like, so give me 3 points which somebody should consider before even starting their fire journey.
Okay. The first and foremost is to have a mindset and be determined to start saving. That is the first step. The second step is to track all your expenses and incomes and finding ways how to reduce your expense. The third step comes in where you need to research where to invest, how much to invest, and how to diversify it. So these are the three basic steps that I would say we need to cultivate on ourselves to achieve fire.
Got it. Yeah, I think really interesting. Thanks, I this was really useful conversation for me. Because I think moving abroad is often presented as like a shortcut to financial freedom, right? And yeah, it can be a huge advantage. But the bigger lesson is that moving abroad does not automatically create fire, right?
Yeah,
So
true.
thanks a lot for sharing your journey. I think this will help a lot of Indians who are either planning to move abroad, already living abroad, or are wondering whether returning to India changes the entire fire calculation. right? So thank you so much for
I
doing
hope.
this.
Thank you. I hope so.
If you found this conversation useful, you'll definitely enjoy the next one I've linked here. And if you want more real conversations like this, make sure you subscribe. I'm bringing one of these every week.